Good morning, Year 3. So once again, you're going to need your coloured pencils or pens. You're going to need your handwriting pen or pencil. You're going to need your Jim the Beanstalk, and you're going to need your book. So today we are going to be thinking about the letter in our handwriting. So starting halfway up the line, don't forget the tail. How neatly can you do that? Right, then we are going to go into 3 U's joined together. Now, this can begin to look like a lot of W's, so don't do more than 3 joined together. Make the from the tail go up into the next from the tail up into the next Whew, that does look a bit like W's, doesn't it? Let's make sure that we know what we're doing with a word. So start halfway up your line. You're going to bridge from the top of the into the and then into the N. So I'll show that again. So we're going to do the R for run, into the and then create the N. So don't forget a finger space between your letters. Lovely, neat handwriting, because it's so important to practice this. It just makes your reader's job much easier if they can read your beautiful handwriting. And again, if you'd like to challenge yourself, maybe a couple of sentences with run in them. Okay. So very similar to yesterday, we are going to think today about spotting adverbial phrases. But this time, rather than thinking about where things happen, we are going to think about when things happen. Let me check you can see that. Yes, I think you can. So our TLP is, I've done the date again. That was a bit silly, wasn't it? Same as yesterday. Can I spot adverbial phrases? And remember, adverbial phrases can describe a verb, but they can also describe adjectives and even other adverbs. So get rid of my English book for the moment. Don't need it for the second. And we're going to create another list of adverbial phrases, just like we did yesterday. But this time, we are thinking about when things happen. That's the extra detail that we'd like to learn about. So, straight away in my writing, in my story, I can see an adverbial phrase. I'm choosing a different colour of pen this time to underline it. Early one morning. This time I think I'll collect as I go. When did it happen? Oh, it happened early one morning. What a great phrase to start a sentence with. He woke up and saw an enormous plant growing outside his window. So in that sentence, you've got 2 adverbial phrases. That's funny, he said. It wasn't there yesterday. I'll see how high it goes. And he began to climb the plant. It certainly is a big plant, he said, as he went into the clouds. When he reached the top of the plant, Jim saw a castle. I'm hungry, he said. I'll ask at the castle for breakfast. I hope they have some cornflakes. Jim ran to the castle and knocked on the door. He waited and waited until the door was slowly opened by a very old giant. Okay, so I'm going to go for until the door was slowly opened. Aha, said the giant, a boy, a nice juicy boy. 3 fried boys on a slice of toast. Remember we said that was a where adverbial phrase, wasn't it? That's what I used to enjoy eating in the old days. That's when he used to enjoy eating them, in the old days. So I'm going to put that one in here. In the old days. I like that one. I think that one will be a good one to use. But I've got no teeth now. Come in, boy, you're quite safe. Okay, and then if I go through a little bit, we've got some more down here as well. He said he worked all night, and in the morning the glasses were ready. He carried them home, he tied them on his back, and he climbed up the beanstalk. So he worked all night. And you could even change that one into all night long. And then in the morning, which is similar to early one morning, isn't it? In the morning. It's an adverbial phrase. It tells you when something is happening. So I'm going to, again, you can go on through here and see if you can spot any more as well. So we're going to do something a little bit different today. We're not going to do more sentences because that's what we did yesterday. So I'm going to use my pen still and I'm going to say when. Okay. And I'm going to use these ones that I've collected. And I can use my different colour pens just to make them look really snazzy. So again, I'm going to use my pen or my pencil up here. I'm going to use a different colour and I'm going to put early one morning. Now, you can use the ones from Jim, but you can also think of your own. And remember what you're kind of creating here. Oh, I should have done that as a small m because it's not the beginning of a sentence. Apologies. Early one morning, okay? So you're collecting ideas for a bank of adverbial phrases that might be useful another day. Right, let's see if I can get a different colour. This time I'm going to say in the old days. So again, I need my black pen for my line. In the old days. So thinking about in the old days, I might say many years ago, might even say many moons ago. That's what sometimes we say to make things really interesting. Sounds a bit like a fairy tale if we say many moons ago, don't we? Many years ago, I'm going to go with. Actually, do you know what? No, I'm going to go for many moons ago because it's just quite an interesting one. And the next one I've added is all night long. That makes me think of the elves and the shoemaker fairy story where we say all night long the elves worked hard. You might say all night long I played on my computer, but I'm sure nobody in this class would do that. So I'd like a really colourful bank of ideas for adverbial phrases that show us when. You can get them from your Jim and the Beanstalk or you can make them up for yourself. Really looking forward to seeing those later. Okay, I'll see you soon. Goodbye.